Welcome to Vision Profiles, the podcast for dedicated Apple Vision Pro users. We explore hardware, software, apps, and the latest news from the world of spatial computing. This week, the big news, and when I go through articles, it's multiple times in many, many countries and many, many languages. We had a switch in a Vision Pro exec that headed to OpenAI. That and the general articles about Apple products going up, including Vision Pro. So if that made it in the title, then it showed up in my search. That's what that was a lot of what we had today. But hey, Eric did some wonderful finds. I spent some time looking at stuff on Reddit. There's some apps maybe that we can talk about. So we've got some good stuff besides these big main articles. So keep listening and keep following us on youtube.com/@visionprofiles, and we'll get into it. All sorts of wonderful stuff this week, including Europe in a raw 8K VR 180 and just much more. I'm Marty Gensius, an associate professor at Kent State University, podcaster, and a longtime Apple enthusiast.
I'm Eric Bolden. I work in IT, but my passion is finding creative ways to share content. Currently, photography of plants, birds, panoramic sequences, and, of course, any excuse to wear my Vision Pro in a public place, like a coffee shop.
And I'm Dave Ginsburg, host of the In Touch with iOS podcast, IT professional and iPhone subject matter expert. I'm continually discovering new ways the Apple Vision Pro is shaping the future of computing.
Yeah, before we started to record, I talked about how it's been a long day, and then you guys get in here and start goofing, and it just makes the energy level go back up for me. So that's cool. Daniel's not joining us tonight, couldn't join us tonight. He's on his week off. But let's jump into this whole story about, what is it, Paul Mead, that got hired away by OpenAI. This is Apple's VP in charge of Vision Pro, leaving to join OpenAI's hardware team. This comes from Gurman, so it's a Gurumor, but he doesn't make rumors about this stuff. No. He led development of the AI-powered smart glasses Apple plans to launch next year. To what degree we don't know, and he joins Johnny Ive, I guess, who's also there, making buttons and Star Trek communicators that you can wear on designing Star Trek communicators that you can wear on it. So there are articles. Boy, there are articles. I went with PCMag as one of them. Also another article by, I don't even know how to pronounce this, PYMNTS. And talking about the Vision Pro boss leaving for AI. Then TechCrunch has a article that showed up in a variety of formats. I think they just sell their articles to other foreign press media things, and the same picture and the same text shows up in there. But TechCrunch had one. Apple Vision Pro exec is reportedly leaving for OpenAI. And then we had some interesting stuff that was on the Reddit discussion lists in terms of what is this going to mean. And with the changes of having a new CEO in, Mike Rockwell leaving, we're starting to see some other folks leave as a result of that. So I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on this.
It just seems to be happening somewhat frequently with Apple lately.
Yeah.
It's just, more lucrative, more exciting for these folks to move over to different companies like that. OpenAI is, it's growing, and it's something that that I'm sure attracted him to go there. So, because they've got hardware, if it's a hardware team, that obviously means OpenAI's got some big future plans with hardware.
Yeah.
So,
They're not hardware yet, though.
right.
That's the thing. We've just heard rumors of Johnny Ive's magic button, and now some speculation with this guy going over with Mead going over that they're going to be entering the optics or wearables more so.
Yep.
But do you want to buy? Do you want to buy hardware from something that is essentially a
AI.
an a company? You know, it's not like they have a suite of apps, you know, in terms of productivity. So I just don't know. You know, is it going to be like specs? Is it going to be like for that matter, you know, Meta? You know, do they have a self-functioning platform with productivity apps in it? Is it really an operating system or a platform for it? Or is this just, you know, hardware for their primary software product? I don't know. Eric, any thoughts?
Well, at least they should end up with something that works and hopefully looks halfway decent. And if there's a little bit of competition for Apple, at least in some respect, that will make Apple a little better. So I figure let everybody go out, have a little bit of fun out at other companies, add a little competition for Apple, and then we get to see more good stuff coming out of Apple. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not sure how much I want a small button or object or whatever, unless they can have a painted like bird, you know, that could be like on the edge of a shirt. If you could tap that and start asking questions and it really worked as a communicator,
Yeah,
okay,
that's why it's like
I'd go for it.
it's like a Star Trek communicator. You know, Captain's
Yeah.
log, which actually I think is one of the functions of it for you to be able to take notes. So if you think of it like a plod pin, it essentially is, you know, tap the plod pin in Captain's notes. So, which then gets, you know, in plod, it gets run through some remarkable AI, and you've got all sorts of documents that are generated from your ramblings while you're walking down the hall. So, yeah, other big news story. We've got 3 articles on this. One from the Apple Post called Apple Raises Prices for Apple TV HomePod and Vision Pro. Then one from MacRumors, and this one just seemed to focus on Apple Vision Pro just got even more expensive. And finally, at least from our group, there were tons of articles on this. You couldn't go anywhere without tripping over this stuff. Apple raises price of many products, including Vision Pro. This comes from Upload, which is a source that we've used before in terms of getting information. So the 256 gigabyte goes from 3,500 to 3,700. The 512 goes from 3,700 to 3,900. And the 1 terabyte goes from 3,900 to 4,200 if you want a 1 terabyte. So $200 and $300 increase depending on the device that you have. Frankly, I'm really hoping this is the last I have to talk about Apple's price increases on any shows that I'm on. I'm just getting really tired of talking about Apple's price increases. It's here, it's near, get used to it. You know,
What's done is done. It's
yeah,
over. Just move on. I mean, it is what it is. We all anticipate prices are going to go up over the years. I mean, Apple was very strong in not doing it for a long period of time. So we have to expect as consumers of Apple products that, you know, you're paying premium for a product that is very good quality and something that we enjoy. So I find the value in it, and just that for alone.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got some chat coming in. I have to get this set up here from Statler, and we've got some great folks in the chat room again. Statler and Waldorf. A New World is Happening is also in our chat. So let me get comments. And Statler kind of said a lot of articles that signal that AVP is dead. Any articles on why it's alive? Am I alive? So good thoughts in terms of that. And AVA, this comes from A New World is Happening. AVP is a developer device that's testing newest VR tech. I don't see OpenAI competing with them. So, some fun stuff. And if other components are, what other components are not cheaper? It can all just be the cost of RAM, or it can't all be the cost of RAM. Well, we won't know that in terms of breakdown and in terms of availability. It's not just cost, but it's also availability of the parts, which raises cost and access for it. If you can't get it, it's going to cost more to get it. We know Apple is doing some stuff with Neo Notebook in terms of, or the MacBook Neo in terms of starting to produce their own line of chips, or they've ordered up another line of chips. So it's going to fluctuate for a while. This, I hope, is sort of where the tide is right now. And the question is, if we see new product lines with new components, is the tide going to stay the same, or are we going to? Is it going to be $100, $200 jump up for the faster processor? Which again, I think we typically saw that anyways. So they didn't keep prices the same on this. To a degree. So let's see. This I thought was an interesting article. I hope now we're going to get into some things that are like apps and software, and what's going on in the community. At least, what kind of things have been said in the Apple community. So these might be links that you would like to follow up on and maybe check out. I will get as many of these links into the show notes as I can. Maybe I'll pare down the first two sections, because we all know about what's going on with the head switching over to AI or Anthropic, and then we also know about the price increases. So to get these other articles in and fit them into show notes, I'll try and thin some of that out. So check some of these out. This might be interesting. Eric or Dave, did you do anything with the indie app Mirage? Brings your Mac display to the iPad and more with Retina quality?
I downloaded it. I just didn't get any time to actually explore it. I'm assuming Eric did, because he is the virtual display guru.
Yeah, I started it, but then the OS updates came out and all my machines rebooted. So I didn't get a chance to actually finish. But the thing that appealed to me is there's an option to use it remotely. So you don't have to be on the same network.
Nice.
Yeah.
If I ever get a faster network, that'll be helpful. But
that.
so that was kind of nice. It sounds like they kind of wrapped Tailscale into the mix.
Yeah. It looks interesting in terms of its ability to do that. And so, was it a free of charge thing, Dave? Do you remember?
No,
Or Eric?
it does. It does have a subscription. I think it is, or if, I don't know if it had a lifetime. You could buy a lifetime, but I was reading some of the reviews. I believe it said that you should try it first, and don't jump into it because you never know with this type of product or app, I should say.
Yeah. The conversations have always been around. Will you please just give us one solid price for your product instead of doing weekly, monthly, annual, and then lifetime? Just the pricing structure that people are choosing for, these apps are not. It's not like they're hanging around like Rogue Amoeba, or they've been out there for a long time.
Right.
But people are setting up complicated structures for it. Okay, this looks pretty cool. I did not get a chance to get to it. Again, very crazy busy day, but I think I found this and Eric found this morning. I sent a message out to you guys. I said, "Got any ideas for tonight? I've got the links, but typically what I do is I pull all the links together the day before or early in the morning. And then I produce the show notes, and then Eric gives me like 9 more links.
He's a
And
machine.
so I, he goes to places that I probably should have gone to find these things. So this time I did it a little different. I had all the links sitting there waiting, and before I decided to organize them, I said, Eric, before I do this, do you got any more links? And you hit me up with like 9 or 10 links. So we will probably do this show will probably go on into the next day with the amount of links. But this looks kind of like fun. It's Volley Vault. And let me see if I can expand. For those of you who are watching, it is a game where you're basically setting up a wall of bricks. I don't know, what was it's like Breakthrough? Might have been the old way
Breakout.
of doing this.
Yeah.
Breakout.
Breakout was it? Or something like that?
Breakout or Breakout or
Yeah.
Get Out or whatever it was. But it's kind of looks like fun. And you're using your hands. You're not having to use any controllers to do this. But it basically sets up a wall of bricks, and you have to clear every block, smash through different levels. Just looks pretty cool. It's only for Apple Vision. And what is its pricing? Compatibility seller.
$3.
$3.
Yeah. $2.99.
Yeah, that's worth it. Oh yeah, it's right there at the top. So yeah, that's a cool option for folks to look at. Hey, sweet browser.
And that's SUITE.
Yeah. Like sweet.
Sweet.
AI 2D to 3D web and video browser. It has it's free, but it has in-app purchases. Suite 2.0 is here, which is probably why I picked up on it. Watch anything from the web in your library inside 13 plus handcrafted worlds. AI 3D curved screen, faster than ever. So yeah, it looks like it's got a set of environments, and then you can do curved screens with whatever you have. A cinema mode for web video if you want to do that. And then other things here in terms of handcrafted spaces. Just pretty cool. But, however, we're looking at either a premium for $6.99, I guess that's monthly, or a Suite Premium annual of $50. So, do you think 50
I think
bucks?
you can try it though without paying anything.
Yeah, you can, and then you have limits to it, but that's okay. But I don't know. I think with the Vision Pro, $50 seems to be the high for basically a media viewer. Seems kind of high.
Yeah,
but
I would do.
Go ahead, Eric.
It's not just a media viewer. You're buying the whole room, and you get a choice of lots of rooms. It's the cheapest hotel room video watching space you could ever rent. $50, that's nothing. You don't have to rent a movie theater with sticky floors. You're getting an elegant suite.
Yeah. Well, Statler and Waldorf suggest, did it get Sherlocked though? What's the point of it now? In terms
you don't have to take the picture yourself. Somebody else did it.
Somebody else created the environment for you.
Yeah.
I'm not a big environments guy, so the fact that would be paying $50 annually to have some strange rooms to sit in, so I can look at media, just doesn't make sense to me in terms of that price point. Let's put it that way. That price point seems a little too much. Image Adjust 360. Here's another one. 99 cents, photo and video. And it is available for Vision Pro, iPad, and also the iPhone. And Image Adjust 360 allows you to rotate your 360 photos to ensure the subject you want to appear in the front in the correct place. So browse all your 360 images. So obviously you'd have to have a 360 camera to be able to do that. A handy center line is exactly where the center is. This is what will be directly in front of you. So do either of you guys own a 360 camera?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I have a 180 and I haven't tried stitching yet, so that's coming up.
Yeah, I've got an Insta 364, I think. And then someone, it might have been Chuck, suggested this, take a look at this other camera seriously. And I took a look at it. Now the Instalinks are $400, $500. But this one was like $220. And frankly, it's a pretty good camera for doing 360 work. And what I wanted was one that Dave and I talked about this, that would allow it to automate, the software would automatically track where the voice is coming from. So you're shooting 360, you've got a bunch of people around a table, and then when you speak at your end, the camera doesn't swing, but the software takes it to wherever the voice location is coming from. And this cheaper camera suggested it would be capable of doing that, not capable of doing that. So I'm still looking for that holy grail for meetings and podcasts and stuff. So there's another piece of software for you. This was a kind of a strange article, I thought. This was a Reality Composer Pro, the machinery. This is MacRumors, and also iLounge had an article on this. Binary Reality Composer Pro 3 beta contains at least 40 mentions of the machinery or our machinery, matching aspects of the machinery's project structure. So it seems like they have kind of scraped stuff from a previous version of software. The machinery was developed by our machinery, veterans of Bit Squad game engine, and shut down abruptly in 2022. Central to the project was a database-driven architecture called The Truth, designed to unify assets and objects and editor states. So there's an old game engine that's buried inside a tool that's used for Vision Pro. So yeah. We get into some live streaming stuff. This is this is beyond my paycheck, I think. SpatialGen Zeus streams live immersive video to Apple Vision Pro. This is a 3U rack mounted system built for live immersive video and video workflows supporting 16K ingest, 90 plus feet per second, and 100 gigabytes per second peak sustained through delivery through major CDNs, including AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. SpatialGen claims it streams more than 90% of the third-party immersive video on Apple Vision Pro, including live Lakers footage for Spectrum Front Row. Zeus supports Blackmagic's URSA Syn Immersive 100G camera and represents the kind of invisible infrastructure that could make live spatial events routine rather than exceptional. So, yeah, this is built for live immersion production. Interesting article on there. If you're into,
like you said, above our pay grade.
Yeah, I know. But there are some streaming / video nerds out there. Eric is kind of puts his feet in both worlds, and they might find this an interesting article. It comes from UploadVR, so you can take a look at it there. And yeah, I'm looking at some of the chat in here. Yeah. This one. Boy, you guys are just tough on me. Lightning round. Does Marty own a drone? I got one as a gift, but I've never used it, and it's in pieces in a closet somewhere because I my thought is any drone I'm going to get is going to wind up in a tree. So, why even launch it? And my wife thinks it's a little creepy for me to be flying around taking pictures of people's rooftop and stuff. Gimbal, yes, I do. Toy pony, no. Himalayan llama,
Toy?
no.
What the hell's a toy pony?
I do not own a Himalayan llama, but they are extremely. They're very tasty if they're cooked medium rare, and
He's
you
on a roll
season
tonight.
them right. I don't own a piece of meteorite, but I was at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago as a kid, and they used to sell it like little pieces of them in clear plastic, and I'd never got one. And antimatter, who needs antimatter when matter is working just fine? So, thank you, guys. You've had your moment in the sun. Let's go back to articles. I'm not exactly sure. This was pulled it off of X, and it was a discussion post talking about retro gaming. And and for those watching the video, you're getting to see some of this. There's all sorts of ways of adjusting this for what other kind of
The key thing, though, is that it adds glow to the surrounding environment from the screen, which is really cool.
So it's
So
like
the screen lights up and the glow spills out in front of the screen as if it's really in the room. That's coming, I think, from the new reality kit, physical space lighting and projective textures.
Yeah. I've waited years to go back 30, 50, 30, 40 years to play 8-bit games.
Yeah, but you feel the glow on your face, and it brings back all kinds of memories.
Yeah. I used to have a glow on my face, but it wasn't anything because I was looking at a CRT. Anyways, here's one that is stay connected option for the Mac Virtual Display. you can take off your Apple Vision Pro, and when you put it back on, automatically reconnects with your Mac. Now, this is in beta 1 for desktop Macs, but it is a combination. Either this or I saw one that we're going to cover tonight. That you got to be in both in betas, the headset and the device,
Yeah.
in order for this to happen. Eric, do you have more
And
thoughts on this?
and it does work really well.
So explain the concept and then explain what works really well.
Well, so it used to be you take the headset off, you go do something, put the headset back in, it authenticates you, brings all of your environment up except for the computer. On this one, your screen comes back up too, because it was in the room with you before. When you put everything back on, it should come back, and now it does. And along with that, it also, the initial connection is faster, it's more reliable. It used to be every once in a while you try to connect and it would fail, and then you'd have to start restarting machines. And it connects very quickly. The network connections seem faster now too. So it really is as if you really have a giant screen floating in the middle of your room.
And is this the one that will work with when the device is closed? Because I read something about it still works when the MacBook is closed. It will still.
I haven't tried. Yeah, I didn't try that, but if you set up a button to connect, that does work.
Yeah. Okay. This looked interesting. You found this, and I hadn't gone to take a look at it, but this is new immersive video, and they have it kind of locked. I don't understand that they keep the picture blurry. New immersive video. This is by Hugh Howe. It's a Patreon site. Hugh Howe Films. And this is Chateau de... Oh, come on. I can't do this. This is French. Yeah. So you can pronounce it for yourself. Inside Catherine de Medici's castle. Let's go with that, all right? Step inside Chateau de Chenchero, or whatever it is, in immersive 180. Can it be? Can 180 be immersive? I mean, you can always turn around and run the other direction, and then you're out of the immersion, I guess. So I don't know if you can call it.
It's 180 with depth, as
all
opposed to just being in a cylinder.
Available for download. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, I was going to say, so you can. They have a link so you can watch it off of YouTube, but that only works for the M5. They have an app, spatial film, which we've covered before, and from within that you can watch it. When the films first come out, if you are a patron subscriber, you can download the film and have a copy of it, so it's faster to play back.
Yeah.
Plus, you support sending them off to all sorts of places that involve an airplane flight I don't want to take, and they film it and come back. So, and their films seem to be getting better. The sound's getting better. The narration is being worked on, and you get a little short video talking about whatever it is that their location is covering. The chateau is actually kind of an interesting one. Because it's built over the top of a river. So there's like a bunch of bridges underneath the chateau. Because it's supposed to mimic Venice.
Is there a cost to this?
Well, if you do the Patreon thing, there is. Otherwise, if you've got an M5, go to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's on their channel.
Yeah.
Now, if you can cover the cost of the Patreon, go for that, because he not only does he do original content, but he also trains other people to do original content and encourages sharing concepts and ideas with other filmmakers. So we will get more content if you keep him out there.
Yeah. Here's another one related. Spent a month filming Europe in RAW 8K. You should never talk about filming in RAW. It just sounds really creepy. 8K VR 180 for Apple Vision Pro. And this is talking about week 3, the clips of Ibiza, zero narration, and it's free. This is week 3 of releasing footage from my month-long filming expedition across Europe. I rebuilt the entire capture and depth tuning workflow for this. Absolutely no narration or voiceover, and it has links for where you can watch this. Again, M5 users can watch it on YouTube. M2 users can use the uncompressed 8K master. That's got to be a nice, big, fat file, and a link to be able to do that. So it's going to a variety of places, and he has his road trip listed here of the places that they're going to be recording and places that they're going to be looking at. So that's cool. Part of my problem is that I see this stuff and it's like, that's cool, I'll get to that. And if it's on Reddit, I need to bookmark it and remember to go back and look at the bookmarks to find it. So, okay, it's time to draw a duck. This we have a link to from Reddit, a duck drawing and sculpting. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I'll start it over. You're using your Muse pen.
Logitech Muse.
Yeah. Someone said this was, I read this is kind of the only actual device that was made for Apple as a external device, as an input device. And the video person is, what is he holding up, a decoy and then doing a drawing of it?
Yeah, you have to have a duck model, and it doesn't wiggle.
There you go. Yeah, he does have that. He does have a decoy model in there that he's drawing from with it. That looks pretty cool. It will inspire us all to spend hours with our Logitech Muse pen. Just before the show, we were talking about this, and then all of us held up our pens. It's like, okay, I guess we're gonna go. We're gonna have to do this. So, yeah. I didn't quite understand you, Eric. I think you sent this one. Turning space. The question that was posed here was, do you sit in a rotating chair when using the AVP? I often find myself not sitting in a swiveling chair. Does anyone know the way to rotate the space? Am I simply talking about moving the space in a 360 circle? Would you then be able to use all of the sphere around you without having to rotate your body? So
it's called a standing desk. Sorry.
Go with it, Eric. Explain that one.
So if you want to be in a center spot and use all of the area around you, that's called a standing desk. You just stand up, and as you're doing stuff, you put a window here and you turn around, and window here, window there. Personally, a rotating chair is a lot easier. However, the curved window in Safari, I find you can just grab the little drag bar and then drag right or left to get to the range of windows. And it's kind of nice because the audio that comes out moves. So if you've got something playing and you drag the kind of half cylinder to your left,
Yeah.
the sound all comes from the left, so you can kind of tell where the screen is. And then you don't have to move your chair, but you can move your objects kind of around you. If standing isn't a problem, that fixes it and lets you get your steps in. Otherwise, either a swiveling chair or a slippery one.
Yeah, Dave, how do you watch yours?
I'm not. I haven't watched them that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't really watched them that much.
Yeah. So for me, if I'm trying to figure something out with the AVP, I'm here in my office. This is a swiveling chair. It's a very cheap swiveling chair, but it allows
Mine
me
is
to
too.
it allows me to kind of populate around me if I want to. Someone made a point in here that you can just press you can just recenter anything that you have. And that happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I'll start something over on my right and then I'll turn to my computer screens and it's over on my left and I'll press it and then recenter it. So you can do that to move things around. But generally, if I'm watching a movie or doing some long form media, it's downstairs on the couch and I'm not swiveling around. I'm just kind of sitting comfortably on the couch. If I'm doing productivity stuff, it's generally up here in the office, and I have windows open 360 as much as I can. So let's see, what else do we have here? Projective textures and physical space lighting with Vision OS 27. Been
I
playing
think that's the
with
same thing you just showed us.
okay. So this
But
is the
a different
because
view of it.
you
But
can
you
see
can
the
see the
glow.
projection better. Yep. Yeah.
You
On
can
the
see the
floor
glow in this coming from the cheap CRT. So yeah, there's that. Eric, you threw this at me today. Oh man, that is funky. This is Stage It,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we spoke about this app before.
Yeah, because
or-
a way back. But it looks like there have been some changes. Like they couldn't do enough with it, and then they spun out their company, or they spun out of their company. Whatever it is, they have more independence, so they can do more development and make it actually work. So I figure it's worth kind of looking at it again.
So
I think
yeah,
they'll put more into it.
is this something that, like, if we all brought our Vision Pros to MacStack as a group, we could play with?
Yeah, then you could have something that everybody is looking at and walk around. They can all see it from their viewpoint.
Huh. Yeah, this looks like a pretty cool option. Now you have to have a company that has a bunch of headsets that they can afford to put on people, so you can do your presentations that way.
So this is a pre-announcement. So their big announcement's supposed to happen in July.
Yeah. Okay, this one is purely on you because I saw this, could not figure it out, and then when I asked for new things to talk about, you said, "Yeah, here's something: thimble microscope. Vision Pro needs a fingertip microscope."
Wouldn't that be cool?
Man, I want
So
what this guy's. I want the chemicals this guy's on. Not a lab microscope, more like a fingertip probe. Yeah, I've heard that one before. You touch
it's
a
like
leaf.
having it's like having a drop of water stuck on your fingertip, but all of the magnification gets projected into your Vision Pro, like a virtual water droplet, kind of.
It looks like
So
you're.
this is pure speculation. Like this product doesn't exist, they're just saying, hey, it would be really cool if you could just wear a little fingertip microscope, and then if you want to see the texture of a fabric, you would just touch it and poof, you'd see the texture of the fabric. It's kind of neat. They've talked about things like, cameras in AirPods, and people have like the cameras and glasses, and there's the magnifier on your phone. So why not a little wearable microscope thing? It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and the guy goes on to talk about how he wants unicorns painted with rainbows and little pixies handing out money. Just no, he doesn't, but it's just as weird.
It's like, well, no, not not really. It's for all the people that want to look at something really close up and then forgot. It's everyone who wanders around with one of those little loop lenses on a string around their neck, and they get up to something and say, "Oh, that looks neat. Let me get my little magnifier out and look at it." Okay, I spent too much time in labs, I can tell.
Yeah. So did I.
I
come from a biology background, so I can appreciate what you're talking about here.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird. Here's an article, and I think it's a love letter basically to Mac Visual Display. And I think that's why you sent it our way. AVP/MVD. And I had the hardest time because there's no context for it. It's like, MVD, is this a device I don't know about? It's a person talking about using both of those together and how it's pretty amazing to be able to do that. Eric, do you have more to add on this, or Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're basically saying the Mac Virtual Display resolution is good. And even though there are other devices out there that say, yep, you can stream your display to glasses or whatever, the resolution is not that great.
Yeah, if I run into the character limit in the show notes, this is going to be one of the first ones to go along with that fingertip microscope that we just covered.
Well, I mean, didn't they just came out with a set of wearable glasses? They said, yeah, you can connect your display up to that. You go up to something, and all of a sudden it streams to your glasses. You got a portable display on your face. Isn't that great and wonderful? Well, if it's not very high resolution, it's not comfortable for long.
Yeah.
It was an interesting comparison.
You're not talking about the specs, are you, that we talked about? The ones that, yeah.
We talked about those like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, $2,200 ones. Yeah.
I just figured this was just a similar device.
Yeah. Another love letter from the Reddit community, still using my daily for 10 plus hours, and talking about the efficacy of using Mac Virtual Display. So, again, that might not make the cut because it's kind of Captain Obvious. And then an interesting conversation about my biggest fear isn't the death of the Vision Pro, it's the death of total immersion. Okay.
I mean, that's the glasses are not the Vision Pro.
Right.
It's a different product. And everybody's saying, hey, I want glasses because they'll be cheaper. If the immersive effect, the kind of calming, relaxing, concentration environment is what you love, glasses might not do it for you.
Yeah. Okay. So again, putting those together in a form that's effective. I'm looking at some. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this one. Did anybody get in on this beta? I'm curious if y'all got in on this beta. The wanted 100 test flight participants for our new Netflix 4K player. Dolby Vision, Atmos, and yes, 4K. We're adding more platforms. Beta is free. You'll love UltraStream. I saw this come up and I thought this would be show worthy if I can get my hands on it. And sure enough, the betas were all taken up at that point. So I contacted the developer and I said, can you do this show? We'll talk about it. Can you give me a option to get into the beta? And sure enough, I got a test flight link to get into the beta.
Great.
Nice.
And
how was it?
I think it is a good option. I had trouble with it. Like I had trouble getting it to load, and I got an M5. And once, I would click on it to load it, and I would get just the screen with all white. And I would just let it sit. Or in some cases, I'd get tired of it, and I'd click to exit out, and I'd get a flash of the Netflix. I know I had to sign my Netflix at some point in doing it. I had to sign my Netflix in to be able to do it, but it didn't start up for me as reliable as I hoped it would, and that could have just been a me issue and the fact that I'm running the beta and et cetera, et cetera. So it looks impressive. I will go in and give it another shot this week. Hold me to this or remind me of this for next week's show. I'll give it another shot and hopefully get an opportunity to look at some of the stuff in 4K and through Vision Pro. I was very kind of the Tech by Josh to give me an opportunity to get into the test flight. So I don't want to say it's not a good product at this point because I haven't given it enough justice. So
don't forget to give feedback. Give feedback to the developer.
Yeah, well, he's if he's anybody, he's listening to this show, so he just got his feedback. No, I will do that when I get an opportunity to do it. This just came down on like Saturday and Sunday. I think I finally got it set up. So I haven't self-promotion Saturday, and then I got a hold of him and I got access to it on Sunday. So I haven't had enough time to play with it. Yeah, and he's very responsive in this particular chat to people's questions about it. So kudos to him with that. And let's see. This comes from San Diego Magazine, and I know we've talked about this before. This article came out just in the last 4 days. Would you pronounce that L'chaim? L apostrophe CHAIM. San Diego Magazine, L'chaim.
Maybe.
Yeah, a decades-old problem. It talks about surgeons using Vision Pro and the study that was done with it, Clear Surgery's ClearSphere app, and Dr. Korn evaluating how spatial computing impacts this. So just a little short. I know Dave has had some cataract surgery, and we kind of kidded him about it in terms of, would you do this with, let your doctor come in with a Vision Pro on their head to be able to do this with your eyes. Yeah. So anyway, and this one, I had to put it up. This is Gravitas Plague, a mixed reality horror for Apple Vision Pro. This Gravitas has been out for a while. but apparently they've done an upgrade. And, if you're, I was going to say, if you're into watching brain dead people walk around and get punched, well, you do that. You're watching this show already. My nightmares are about zombies. When I have a bad night's sleep, it's because I'm in this sequential dream of zombies chasing me and me just getting away from them each time. And then I'll get up and pee and come back and I'll be back in the zombie thing again. So I'm not sure I want to play with this with a Vision headset on, but I know people are like this. So this is like drunken bar fight with brain dead people. You guys, you wouldn't know this because it's not, well, it might be an Apple Vision Pro app, but I know it's a Meta app called Drunken Bar Fight, where you walk into a bar and people start to interact with you, and basically you start looking for objects that you can hit people with. So there happens to be a guitar leaning up against the bar. And yeah, this is a lot. Oh man, this thing goes on for a while. I'm looking at the video and what's the loop on it? It's 3 minutes. It's not a 30-second loop on this. But yeah, it is. Dave, do you do much zombie stuff? Gravitas Plague? Dave's shaking his head. No, not a zombie guy.
No, I do not.
Yeah. Do you like the slow zombies or the fast zombies? That's the question.
No zombies for me, thank you.
Eric, what about you?
I got to the warning thing that said, don't enter the building, stay 50 feet away, and I'm good with that.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I don't do zombies.
Yeah, just a couple more things and we'll call it a show. And I thought both of these were pretty good. So, a article, it's a YouTube video. And,
yeah, that's the one I was talking about pre-show.
Yeah. The truth about the first spatial accessory for Apple Vision Pro, and it talks about the Muse, and it goes through, and I'm going to cut through some of this. I'll go full screen on it for those that are watching. And this is why I think we should bring ours to MacStock and just this is how we do our drawing. This is how we do our drawing. Yeah, and I think they had some link in there where the guy was using it as a paddle. And then, there's
ping pong.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting YouTube video. It is 21 minutes long, and it's the truth about the first spatial accessory for the Apple Vision Pro. And this one, I don't know why it got at the end. Or lined up at the end. But I think this is pretty cool. This is Juego de las Manos. Hands. You know how I know that? That's the only Spanish I know. Manos, Hands of Fate. If you're a MST3K fan, they spoof that movie. And it basically, the title, when it translated, is Hands of Fate. But this is really kind of cool because what you can do is, and I'm going to start this over from the beginning for folks that are watching, but basically you use your environment, you look around to find a spot for the rock. Raise your hand to start. So here's where I want the rock. I want it in the middle of my den. And it builds a rock. And then from there, you can put your hand on the rock and it unlocks all sorts of pretty cool animation things and builds itself further Yeah. It looks really cool. And then it creates, with a wireframe, it creates a cave that surrounds the rock. It talks about how this really exists. It's located in Argentina. And that moved a little bit too fast for me to read all of that. But it's got some interesting, and shows cave paintings and things like that are part of this. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we will have the link in here, and then information, I'm sure, within here on how to be able to access it and use it through Vision Pro. So that's it. That's a long list of things we got through in about an hour.
Yeah.
And remarkable amount of interesting little side stories this time. This was sort of like the spice market of articles, where you can get anything you want and little bites and pieces, and then they put them in little plastic bags for you, and you then try to get them on the plane without getting arrested. But that's the show. That's the show for this this episode. And thank you guys for the digging that you did and finding these kinds of cool things. And get those Logitech muses out and start practicing your duck drawing. And we'll see you at we'll have one more show. Oh yeah, we'll have one more show next Monday, and then we head off to Macstock, and probably will not have a show the following Monday because we'll all be traveling back, and just being able to get that done in that time when we're all spread across. So that wraps up another week of Vision Pro Universe. Let's find out where we can find folks. Eric.
I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at mas.to. Otherwise, Sunday nights on the Neo Notebook. Mondays, of course, here in Vision Profiles. Tuesdays on Mac Voices Live. And Thursdays on In Touch with iOS.
Okay, David.
You can find me at intouchwithios.com and YouTube channels, youtube.com/intouchwithios. I'm on the following shows: Neo Notebook on Sundays, here on Vision Profiles Mondays, and Tuesdays Mac Voices Live. Thursdays we record In Touch with iOS, and then Fridays the Tech Hangout. And I'm on Blue Sky Mastodon at DaveG65.
Okay. And Sunday nights with the Neo Notebook, the MacBook Neo show that we do together, and with Brett Canady. Mondays here with Vision Profiles, and Daniel joins us every other week. Tuesdays with Mac Voices with Chuck Joyner. Thursdays on Dave's show with In Touch with iOS. That starts 8 p.m. Central Time and is live streamed, so you can find us on YouTube. Friday mornings on the Tech Hangout. And then the other shows that I'm doing, and I'm trying to get new episodes out on all of them before Macstock. You can find it at thepodtalk.net. If you want to get a hold of me, basically just go ahead and use the Podtalk network at gmail.com. And also you can connect with me on the socials at Gencius, Jencius. So that wraps it up. Thanks for the folks in our chat room, Stadler and Waldorf. And we had A New World is Happening. And I thought I saw someone else in there. Craig, I thought, was in there too, but maybe not tonight. I thought I saw him early on. So, hey, thanks for joining us on youtube.com/@Vision Profiles. And you can catch that. That's our channel. So you can catch any of the old shows there, or you can catch us live on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And join in with the live chat and the comments that are there. Thanks to my colleagues for doing this every week and setting aside this time to do it. That's it for this episode, and keep enjoying your Vision Pro, and glad you could be a part of this video.